Everyone says they're too busy to train, and I totally get it. Our lifestyles are extremely busy nowadays. There's so many distractions in our way, and generally, people have so much to do, especially when you're an adult. So I totally get that. However, I do like the no excuses approach. I'm busy myself trying to run a business, even though I'm in the studio. Most of the time, I am focused on how to bring clients in or some other admin tasks to make sure that my current clients are satisfied. So I do understand the time issue. And today I want to take you through how I adjust my training plans when I'm busy. I will give my last week as an example. And the idea is that you can always do something instead of kind of finding yourself an excuse that you're too busy. So let me be honest. Since I opened the studio, my own training wasn't a priority. And I know it sounds counterintuitive. A personal trainer open his own personal training studio and doesn't have time to train. But that's true because you need to initially focus on business and make sure that you have enough clients so everything runs smoothly. So my own training and my own fitness has to take a little bit of a backseat on the bench, and that's just like normal life priorities. However, that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to train at all. Despite the fact that it sounds a little bit backwards that personal trainer with his own gym doesn't really have time to train, but the reality is actually my own fitness and having a successful business is two different things because I rely on marketing and social media content to make sure that I'm getting people into my training studio. However, that's very time consuming and I can't create content that I'm training. Like this video is a good example. I can't create, like I cannot do shoulder presses while I'm creating this video because my main focus is to deliver value to people watching. The same thing applies for doing Facebook adverts, having meetings with people, etc. So there's many tasks, and that's how my lifestyle is busy, even with someone who has a personal training studio. So I can imagine that someone who has kids, a job, and then maybe some family duties to take care of. Time is also a massive issue, and that's what I'm trying to resolve for normal everyday people. Try to get them into the gym for a short period of time and try to maximize the benefits that we get from that. The key lesson is not to aim for perfection. Now, I know ideally you would get 1.5 hour session in the gym, but we're not aiming for perfection. We're just aiming for consistency and some sort of progress. So one of the first things that you can do once you realize that you're running out of time is actually cutting session times. So if you don't have like an hour, hour and a half to get to the gym and train, that's not a problem. You can always do 15, 20 minutes like online workout. You do some body movement, body weight movements. You can just simply build a routine to do like some squats, push-ups, sit-ups. These are like the best body weight movements that you don't really need anything. You can just do it at home. And if you have some equipment, that's absolutely amazing. For example, I have some kettlebells at home, and I know that if I don't have time to, actually, funny enough, I don't even have time to get to the studio sometimes to train because it's a 20-minute journey for me. And same thing may apply for you when you're traveling to the gym. It adds 10, 15, 20 minutes of journey time, which is actually a dead time that's not doing anything. So if you're doing that exercise at home, the journey that would take you 15 minutes to get to the gym, you could actually get through part of the workout at home. So for example, if you have some kettlebells or dumbbells, you can do some simple routines. You can do like some kettlebell swings, some kettlebell squats, halos, windmills, lunges, and you just do these exercises, 5 exercises every minute on the minute. You do 10 reps and you have like a very short rest period. And within 15 minutes, you got a fairly decent workout in without even having to go to the gym. And same can apply for body weight movement. So there's many ways to cut down your gym sessions without even going to the gym. You can train at home. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because that's what we all been forced to do in the lockdowns. For example, all I had is a 36-kilo kettlebell. So we used to do with my friend like pull-ups on a shed roof base. It was a bit scary not to break the shed, but we used to do pull-ups, push-ups, some kettlebell swings, goblet squats, and offset farmer's carries. So it doesn't have to be like a full-on long gym routine, because the key is to build that habit and be consistent and keep on training, even though the sessions are shorter, but you will keep the habit going so you don't fall back of your routine. And the thing is, if you keep your training habit on, you will keep your nutrition a little bit better, because these two things go hand in hand. Because if you stop caring about one, you normally stop caring about the other. Now, another thing that would really work very well in terms of keeping you more consistent and keeping your training in, try to plan your workouts ahead. So again, I'll use myself an example. I wake up around 5 a.m. every day, and normally, if I have time, if I don't have 6:15 a.m. sessions, we go for a dog walk with my partner. So for example, on those days that I don't go to the gym straight away in the morning, we go for a dog walk. And my plan is always to get like a short workout with the kettlebells, like I said to you before, like some kettlebell swing squats, some single leg squats, whatever else I planned ahead. So you plan ahead. So for example, if you know that you have more time in the morning on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, then you do your workouts on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings. And it doesn't matter, 15, 20, 30 minutes, anything that you can do. And try to find those time gaps. Another good way of finding time gaps is what we normally say to our clients, really, is a lot of my clients actually have kids who play football. And what happens when they go to play, like when their kids are playing football, they normally just sit down and scroll on their phone for that hour, 90-minute session, and they don't really do anything. But sometimes, in the meantime, you can just go and get a run in, or maybe a football club that your kid is training has a mini gym, or maybe some lifting equipment, because strength and conditioning is part of football, so they should have some kettlebells, resistance bands, or you can even bring some resistance bands. And while your kids are training football, you can get your workout in, you can get some stretching, you can go for a run, for a walk, doesn't matter what you will do, but you can find that gap in your day. And there is many other opportunities like that you can find. Funny example, just from the client that I trained an hour ago, he doesn't like sitting in one place. So for example, he was telling to me how with his friends, they were going to Scotland, and electric cars take 40 minutes to charge nowadays. So while the car was charging, he gone for a run, because he's like, there's no way I'm waiting 40 minutes for my car to charge. So there is like those opportunities that you can take. And if you plan ahead and actually plan those workouts in the time gaps that you have, that will also help you to keep consistent and achieve those fitness goals that you want. One more thing that I would like to talk about is actually trying to prioritize your workouts in a way where you push everything else aside. Because I know we get busy, and sometimes it looks like I cannot push some things aside and prioritize my own like working out and things, but sometimes you can do. And like one of the normally things that needs to be pushed aside is this, because most people spend so much time on their phones, and then you're scrolling. I can guarantee you, if you really think about it, the amount of times you pick up your phone to look for something specific, but you find yourself on Facebook or Instagram scrolling or watching people's stories, and you suddenly lose 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour without even noticing it, and you don't even do the thing that you're supposed to. You think you may not have time, but if you find time for scrolling on the phone, I'm sure you can push the phone aside and actually go through the workout. And I'm sure there's other examples like that, where you might be sacrificing your social life, but if it comes down to going out and drinking or having dinner with friends or working out, I would say if your main goal and priority is your own health and fitness, you need to push that aside and actually prioritize your training, your healthy food. That's simply more important for you than just going out. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of value in social gatherings, but you can have social gatherings at gym, find a gym buddy and train with them. So you can push some things aside which are less of a priority than your health, because let's be real, There's nothing more important than your own personal health. That's how I see things. And sometimes you have to push things aside. I'm not saying to do the same with kids and family, because family and kids is something, the time that you will never have enough with them. But overall, some social scenarios, you can push it away. Some things that you don't want to do, you can really push them away and prioritize your workouts instead. The key takeaway from this video is that being busy shouldn't be an excuse. You can do so many things to fit workouts and healthier lifestyle within your life, that there's multiple ways you can do it. You can cut workout times. Yes, it won't be as effective as going through the full gym session. However, it's still better than nothing. You can plan ahead, so when you know you have time gaps, you can always train during that period of time, do some body weight exercises, both like some resistance band exercises and things like that. So plan ahead. And then number 3 is push less important things aside, because I think health should be number 1 priority of each individual. And by pushing other things aside, you find more time for your own health and fitness. Now, if you found this video helpful, YouTube thinks that you will find this one helpful too. So go and watch it and let me know down in the comments, how are you overcoming your busy schedule to find time for working out and improving yourself?